You know, when you think of dragons, you probably think of myths and legends, right? Well, what if I told you there's a real one? A creature that's basically a living dinosaur. That's what we're talking about today. We're going to dive into the incredible story of the Komodo dragon.
So, what exactly makes this thing the world's most formidable lizard? I mean, seriously. How does a lizard, even a really big one, manage to take down something like a water buffalo, an animal that's like 10 times its own size? What's the secret sauce here? That's what we're going to figure out.
All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start with what makes it a modern-day dragon. Then we'll get into the anatomy of this incredible predator. After that, we'll explore its island empire. And finally, we'll have to talk about its uncertain future. Okay, let's jump right in with our first section, the modern-day dragon. Think of this as getting a little glimpse into a prehistoric world. Okay, so when we say giant, we mean giant. We're talking about a lizard that can get up to 10 feet long and weigh over 300 pounds. I mean, that's just massive. This isn't just a big lizard. It's literally a living link to an ancient time, an era of megafauna. It's like having a piece of prehistoric Earth right here with us today. So that brings us to our next big question. How is this ancient giant built to be such a perfect killing machine? Let's dissect the anatomy of this predator. Well, the short answer is, it has a pretty lethal arsenal. And it's not just one thing that makes it so deadly. It's the whole package, a combination of tools that have evolved to make it an incredibly efficient hunter. Let's break down these weapons, because this is where it gets really cool. First off, you've got over 60 serrated teeth. Think shark's teeth, right? They're not for chewing. They're designed for one thing, ripping and tearing flesh. Then there's the venom. For a long time, people thought it was just a bunch of nasty bacteria in its mouth that did the work. But nope. We now know it has actual venom glands. This venom is a nasty cocktail, including anticoagulants, which basically means the prey bleeds out and goes into shock. Add to that some seriously powerful sharp claws and this tough armored skin, and yeah, you've got a predator that's pretty much unbeatable.
So, how does it use all this? Well, its hunting technique is fascinating. It's not about a quick, clean kill. It's all about patience. The dragon will lie in ambush, perfectly still, and wait. Then bam, it launches a single, powerful, venomous bite. And after that, it just waits. It'll follow its wounded prey, sometimes for miles, just letting the venom do its slow, terrible work. The dragon just has to be patient and wait for its dinner to literally drop. It's kind of terrifyingly efficient, right?
Okay, so we know it's a perfect killer. But how does a creature this dominant even fit into its ecosystem? That takes us to our third section, its island empire. Let's look at the ecology of this apex predator.
To really get a handle on its role, you've got to understand what an apex predator is. It's simple, really. It means it's at the absolute top of the food chain. Nothing hunts the Komodo dragon. It does the hunting. And that's a super important job. By controlling prey populations, it keeps the entire ecosystem in balance and healthy. It's the king of its world. So being the top dog shapes its whole life. But here's the crazy part. Its entire kingdom is tiny. You can only find this incredible animal in the wild on just five little Indonesian islands. That's it. In the entire world. It's a total specialist living in this one small, incredibly fragile corner of the planet.
And to dominate that small territory, its senses are basically superpowers. It can smell a meal from up to 5 miles away. To give you an idea of how insane that is, imagine you're at home and you can smell a hamburger someone is grilling on the complete opposite side of town. That's the kind of power we're talking about. It uses that forked tongue to taste the air, and that's how it finds its next meal. All right, but here's where the story takes a turn. This ancient ruler is now up against some very modern threats. And honestly, its survival is not a sure thing. The future for the Komodo dragon is, well, it's looking pretty uncertain. Now, you don't have to look far to see the problem. The numbers, they tell a really grim story. Back in the 90s, there were about 5,000 of them in the wild. Today, we're looking at maybe 1,400. That's not just a decline, that's a straight-up freefall. It's a massive warning sign that this species is in some serious trouble.
So what's causing this? Well, it's pretty much a perfect storm of modern problems. The biggest one, taking up half the pie here, is habitat loss, thanks to human activity. Then you've got climate change, which is a huge deal for them. Rising sea levels could literally shrink the islands they live on. And on top of all that, there's less food for them to eat because of poaching and a decline in their prey. It's a really, really tough situation.
And look, you might be thinking,
Okay, but why does this matter so much? It's one lizard on a few islands far away. But here's the thing. When you pull an apex predator out of an ecosystem, the whole thing can just collapse. It's like pulling the bottom block out of a Jenga tower. The animals it eats, their populations explode. They eat all the plants, and then everything just unravels. So saving the Komodo dragon isn't just about saving this one incredible animal. It's about saving an entire, unique world from falling apart.
Think about it. This animal has survived for millennia. It's been through ice ages, volcanic eruptions, you name it. It's an ancient survivor. Which leaves us with a really tough question, doesn't it? After everything it's weathered, will its greatest challenge be us? Is our modern world going to be the one thing this living dinosaur just can't overcome?